you for clicking this video. This is Battle Pithola. My name is Bujola Olua, and today we want to talk about how to examine the defendant in a criminal matter. So this is especially for defense counsel, and it could also be for prosecution to know how to pick holes in the defense counsel's case. In another video, we're going to be talking about how to cross-examine the defendant. But today we talk about how to defend the defendant, to examine the defendant. The defendant is more like the star witness for defense counsel or the defense. So it's important for you to put the defendant in the dock. Let him or her actually state his or her case. Let them defend themselves to the court. Let them convince the court that they did not do this thing, or that even if they did it, they had some reasons, and therefore the court should grant them leniency. So that's what we want to talk about today. The first thing is when your defendant is put in the box, it's important for you to ensure that your defendant comes to court and comes to court as at when due. Very important. If your defendant is in custody, when he is brought into court and put in the dock, he must be uncuffed. The handcuffs must be removed. They must be removed. So you must make sure that you confirm that or insist on it if the prosecution or the police or prison people, correctional facilities officers are not doing that. Very important. It's a guaranteed procedure. The defendant must be brought to court and put in the dock, uncuffed. So when that has happened, you start by asking the WH questions. Ask the defendant the name. You must have prepped your defendant as well. Please watch the video I did on witness prep. So you know your defendant must face the court and not you or the prosecution. And if you want your defendant to look a certain way or come off as to be in a certain way, it's important. For instance, if you're defending a matter where people are enraged against your defendant, perhaps because of a status in the society, maybe it's rich and wealthy or highly placed and all that, you might want to prep your defendants to come and appear humble and sober. It shouldn't be the one that comes to court and gives off an air of, I will show you people, or I don't care, do your worst, my lawyer will take care of things. So no, make sure that he appears sober. If it's someone that needs to dress down, even if he's on bail, your defendant can't come to court in agbada. No, because it creates an impression in the mind of the judge, in the mind of the onlookers, and in the mind of the prosecution. So very important to prep your witness. Please watch that video on prepping witnesses, and then start with the WH questions. Tell this honorable court your name, where you live, and what you do for a living. So let's use the crime of the rape of a minor, as a case study. So in this matter, let me not jump the gun. You follow the process, and as we ask questions and answer, I'll do the asking and the answering. You would be able to trace what really went on. So this person has been accused of raping a minor, the defendant. Not me, I cover myself with the blood of Jesus. The person has been accused of the rape of a minor. So you want to lead him to tell his story. So he has told the court his name is Mr. Olulayimo. He lives at number 4, Holiday Street, Onibosheje Avenue, Lagos. And he is an engineer, a civil engineer by profession. So after asking the WH questions, you can say that, defendant, do you know one Kunmi James, who is the nominal complainant in this matter? So that's the minor that was raped. Then you say, yes, I do. Then how is she to you, or who is she to you? How do you know her? Then you could say something like, oh, she is my friend's daughter. Your friend's daughter. So cast your mind back to the 10th of July 2022. What happened on that day? So you can ask your questions any other way. These are just suggestions. You would start by relaying what happened on that particular day. I was working on site. I had a project that was close to Kumi's father's house, and from time to time, Kumi's mother used to send her to bring me food or to bring me refreshments because she had a shop in front of their house. So I will say it in long form, but if you are the defendant, caution your witness to break it into bits and pieces because the judge is writing. Sadly, they are still using longhand to write in Nigeria. So the Nigerian judge is busy scribbling. So If you keep talking, if your witness keeps talking and you don't caution them to slow down, the judge might even answer and be looking at both of you. So very important. Allow your witness to cut it in bits and pieces. But let's do long form for this video. I'll try to cut it if need be. I was on site that day and she brought some soft drinks for me and my men as usual. We thanked her and she was supposed to leave, but she said that her mother had gone out and she wanted to rest a bit before returning to their house, which was just a stone throw away. Since I had known Kumi from childhood, from when she was a baby, I did not see any harm in this. Kumi herself and her siblings have come to my house severally, where myself and my wife and our children have received them. They've even spent some weekends with us. So we were no strangers to each other. So I asked her to stay in one corner of the room in the uncompleted building while we walked in another part of the house. All of a sudden, I heard a shout. Kumi got up and she had had a nightmare, and she insisted that she had to run back home as her mother would be back and would be angry. I had no idea that Kumi's mother had left her in charge of the shop, and Kumi had left the shop unattended when she came. Much later that day, I heard that the shop had been robbed and some huge amount of money that was kept in the shop had been stolen. My friend called me on the phone and asked me if Kumi had brought some money to site, especially some dollar notes. I told him that Kumi had not brought any such things to site, and we bade ourselves good night over the phone, only for me to wake up the next morning and to find police officers waiting for me when I got to the site, arresting me and accusing me of rape. What do you mean by accusing you of rape? The rape of who? The rape of Kumi. How long had you known Kumi as at that time? I have known Kumi since she was a baby. Was there any rancor between you and Kumi's parents ahead of this time? Kumi's parents and I have been very, very good family friends. My children have stayed in their house and their children have stayed in my house several times unnumbered. How old are you? I'm 57 years old. How old is Kumi? Kumi is 9 years old. At the stage of defense, the prosecution has already closed its case, so they've already called out their witnesses. And usually in this kind of case, the witnesses would be the investigating police officer, the girl, and then the father of the girl or the mother of the girl, or both of them, if they have anything to say to help the prosecution's case. So we are assuming that the prosecution has called the girl as prosecution witness 1. They have called the IPO as prosecution witness 2 and called the father of the girl as prosecution witness 3. So another question that you can ask is, do you know PW3? That's prosecution witness 3. And they would say yes. Who is he? How do you know him? Then you say, he's my friend. He's my family friend. And then the next question would be, how long have you been friends with PW3? We have been friends since our primary school days. Has he ever accused you wrongly of doing anything or of anything of this sort? He has never accused me of this, and I've never accused him of this or of anything of the sort. Now, some of these questions might look like leading questions, so you must have prepped your witness not to answer yes or no, but to actually just give the answer to the question. Don't say yes, I know the witness. Just say I know the witness. So it might be a little more difficult for the other counsel to object, but if they do object, you should be able to maneuver your way out of it so that the court will have on record the questions that are actually helpful to your case, because these are answers that are actually helpful to your case. And I have seen these questions asked in examination in chief, in case you're wondering why we're asking this type of questions, and in a concluded matter even. So these questions, they are relevant and they are necessary, but you don't have to ask them anyways. They're just suggestions. So after asking that, you can go ahead and say that what time of the day did Kumi arrive at the building? She arrived at about 11 a.m. in the morning. And at what time did she decide to leave? She left around should be about 1 hour after she arrived, around 12 p.m. in the afternoon. What was her reason for leaving? What did she say when she was leaving? She only said that she had rested enough and she was now ready to go. Did you notice any strange action or reaction when she was saying she was ready to go? I did not even see her physically. She just called out to me on the other side of the house and said that she was already going, and I bid her bye and told her to thank her mother for me. For how long have you been working on that site? We had been working on the site for about 2 months before that particular day. At what time do you arrive and leave the site every day? I arrive at about 7:30 a.m. in the morning, and I leave around 5:36 p.m. after paying off and dispersing my men. You said you had no rancor or any problems whatsoever with Kumi's parents before this happened. What is the state of your relationship at this point? Well, since as a family friend, friendship was not enough for them to believe my innocence, and I'm currently standing trial, having been falsely accused by them of the rape of their child, of their daughter, their young daughter. We are no longer friends at the moment. After the police accused you, were you arrested? Yes, I was arrested and taken to Songo police station. So after you were taken to the station, what happened at the station? At the station, I was asked severally and repeatedly to confess. But since I did not do it, I insisted that I could not confess to what I did not do. Did you make a statement at the police station? Yes, I made a statement. Did you sign the statement after you had made the statement? After you had written the statement, make means right. So after you had written the statement, did you sign it? I did. Did you include all the things that you have told the court today in your statement? I did. I said in my statement that I did not rape the nominal complainant. I said in my statement that I did not rape Kumi James. And did you explain all that you have told the court today to the police at the station? I explained everything to them, and I insisted that I did not rape Kumi James. However, they insisted and they decided to charge me to court, and that is why I am here today. So what do you want this court to do for you? I want the court to grant me justice, to look critically into this matter and to vindicate me, because I am not a rapist. I have never done this, and I would never do this to anyone, talk less of my own friend's daughter. That is what I want from the court, justice. My Lord, no further questions for the defendant. Then the defendant will have to be cross-examined by the prosecution, which we'll do in another video. That's all I have for you today. Don't forget to continue the conversation in the comment section, and don't forget to watch all the videos we have done on examining witnesses. We've done how to examine a nominal complainant, how to cross-examine a nominal complainant. Please watch them and watch this one as well. Don't forget to buy my books on seller. I will see you in my very next video. Toodles!